What's up, everybody? My name is Kevin Knowles. This is week 4 of YGOU University. I am joined this week by
Bryce,
Jeremy,
and Alex.
And again, if you do enjoy our content, please check us out at patreon.com/TCGUniversity. So how was everybody's week today? How's everybody's week? Yu-Gi-Oh, not Yu-Gi-Oh?
All right, I'll start. I went to Chicago with my boy Kevin.
Hey, Portillo's.
We fucking sucked it up, but it was cool. We did all right in side events, and then I guess we'll talk about that a little bit later. But I also went to locals this week. Also did terrible. Yeah, it was a great time.
Great
What about
week.
you, Jeremy?
I went to locals on Tuesday, tried some new spice in my deck.
Hmm.
It didn't work that well.
What are you playing?
I was playing Prank Kids.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Don't even lie. It was good.
It was really good,
What was the spice?
except for so I played. Kevin told me about it actually, so I tried it out. I played one Thunder Dragon Dark and one Thunder Dragon Hawk, and so you get a spicy ending board of a Griffin with a Colossus and a Toad.
And the ability to
And
make
the
a battle
butler.
butler.
Yeah, and then you extend the handshake because you just win.
And then you got sphere moded.
No, I
Oh,
opened.
okay.
So I went.
It didn't happen.
No, game
Oh.
3 I opened 5 monsters, and so I scooped.
That's a good one.
And then game 2 I opened 5 poly spells, and so I scooped and then cried.
And you went home after round one.
No, that was last round.
Oh.
No, actually, the first opening hand I had that day, I made the combo, and I about jumped out of my chair. I was like, "Yes, it works! It worked!
It worked.
It worked!"
You
The
used
theory.
all your juice.
Yeah, pretty much
First
in that
one?
one hand.
And that was the only time all event.
I did it twice.
Oh,
In 4 rounds, I did it twice.
Alex, how about you?
I got wrecked with playing BA. And,
Against who?
Against you, Kevin. BA I don't think BA can beat
Oh.
Prank Kids.
No,
So,
I agree. It was
I
a pretty
might
bad one.
just abandon it because I can
BA
beat
cards are bad.
You have 2
I can-
Prank Kids players at your locals as well to dodge.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we're about to have a local regional, so gotta play around with local players.
Yeah, that sounds fun. It was a good week of Yu-Gi-Oh for sure. I did, in fact, go to YCS Chicago as well and sucked at the main event, but I had a great time playing all the side events. Actually, it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun stories to get
Did
to.
you
it,
have
but
any fun stories from those side events?
some dude got banned for 3 years playing against me. If you're curious about that story,
I am curious about that story.
I forgot about that.
So personally, that's my personal story of the weekend. Was my highlight of the weekend. It's round 1 of a $10 side event. Right? Okay.
$10.
Worth it.
What a way to get banned. Okay, and so then it's game 1, and he takes a 30-minute turn 1. I just playing Spiral Warrior, just dirtle on myself. Right,
Yeah,
and he's
I was watching that game. I was watching him. Kevin went first, comboed off, and then I was just watching this dude just play his cards hella slow, and I just walked away because I was so bored.
I felt just sitting there with nothing, no interactions. I just had nothing to do. So I was sitting there just yeah, you're good, man. And he did a lot of takesy backsies. And I just kind of let it happen because I was like, you know what, whatever. It's a side event. I don't really care. And I'd rather you make the correct decisions and I beat you rather than you misplay and then I beat you. So then
So you and this person are essentially opposites in this very moment. He's taking this $10 side event so seriously, and you're just
well, I
What's
guess
going on?
technically, maybe if you asked him, he would say that I took the $10 side event way too seriously.
"Well,
But then,
yeah.
okay, so he takes his turn. It's close to time. So he passes over to me. I make a cool field of a Borolo dragon and steal some stuff and get over his things. Did some damage. I was at 11,000 because, Prank Kids monsters. And he was
Game
at
1.
4,500. It was just bad for him.
Game fucking 1.
So then he goes, time gets called. He makes a Boral sword. I hear the judge call time behind me, and then he special summons a spiral dude, equips it, and then says attack with Boral sword. So I was like, cool. Are you entering your battle phase? Because you lose. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, sweet, man, you lose. And he was like, nah, I was in my battle phase the whole time. I was just like, definitely not. And then we had a huge argument, called the judge over. Judge takes both of our stories, and then I'm just like, just go grab Richard, who's the head judge, which I know. And I've judged with multiple times. So I was just like, just go grab Richard at this point. This is just going to escalate to that position anyways, so just go grab him. Richard comes over, takes both of our stories, asks the other judge that took our stories last time, if the dude embellished anything. He did, so then they ruled against him and said, oh, you're entering your battle phase, so you just lost the match. Sorry. And I was just like, nice. So I just sat there, and then he Started cursing. He said Konami's dumb. Then he started to move into how Richard's dumb and how Richard does not have any chromosomes. That was a good one. Yeah. Well, he called him I don't want to say the word, but the R word to describe somebody. Yeah. He said that to Richard, who's the head judge of a YCS. Didn't think that one was a good move. And then Richard,
interesting tactical decision.
yeah,
to
just
bold
an
move,
interesting
Kyle.
decision to
See how it
make
works out
about
for
your
him.
$10 side event. So then Richard was super calm about it and was like, "Hey, if you do have complaints about me, my name's Richard Simpson. You can go over to the front scorekeeper's table, bait number 1." And then you know what the dude did? He stormed off after cursing more times. And then he said to me, he looked at me in the eyes. I looked at him in the eyes. He was like, "I hope you win all of your matches like that." And I was just like, looked at him. I was like, that's weird. You're the one that took 30 minutes for game 1.
Slow playing is risky business.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, you just didn't time it right, I guess. That's your fault. And then, so he goes over to the front desk. Richard immediately grabs Jimmy, the organizer of the event, and is like, "Hey, I need to remove somebody from the event." Because you know what? Weird enough, those are bannable offenses. Well, he's already got a cheating charge because of the embellishing of the story, so he's already like getting DQ'd for that. So then just him as aggression, etc. And then after he went to the front scorekeeper's table, obviously he went to go complain, which is baffling to my mind. And then as he's walking back, Jimmy's standing next to Richard. This is from what I was told. I wasn't present during this part. Apparently, he threatened to beat up Richard while the head TO is there, and he's the head judge of the event. That's an intelligent mark. So then the police came, escorted him out, and I believe he's banned for 3 years. It could be more because he has a cheating charge, and then like 2 unsportsmanlikes. And then, just threatening to beat up the head judge, I feel like is just the nail in the coffin right
like
there.
A lifetime
assault
sentence.
charge.
Well, how it works is so you're banned for 3 years, and then you can appeal to come back. You have to appeal to come back. And so
It's like
in the
real
records,
jail. Yeah.
so in the records, it says that he threatened to beat up Richard because I asked Richard after the tournament was done on Sunday. And I was just like, what happened? And then he told me all this, and then he's like, yeah, I don't think he's coming back to this game. And I was like, probably a good idea. If someone's
that's
threatening
pretty good.
physical violence on you for you trying to abuse the rules and then it backfiring, feel like maybe you shouldn't be around.
In like a
But that was
Winamp.
my fun story of the weekend.
No, wait a minute.
Not even a winner match. It was a UDS.
It was a UDS
Oh.
qualifier.
He was like,
we were
I
playing
want
for
to get
a
my
young
fucking
pin.
Yeah. I'm
We
trying
were
to
playing
win
for
this.
a pin, which I did win. I won one of my UDSs, and then I got second in the other one, which is sad. It just baffled my
He
mind
doesn't
as
need
everything was
Yu-Gi-Oh!
happening.
University anymore.
And honestly,
he's not allowed to play it.
I just really wanted him.
therapist.
I really wanted him to swing at Richard, so I could just also swing at this dude.
No, you would still get in trouble.
No,
I think, for
I
that.
feel like if I was protecting a head judge,
I
they
think
might give me
that
some leeway.
They'd be like, oh, he hit somebody too. I don't want him around kids.
But it was just crazy. It was just crazy because all of the Kansas City players where Richard is from are around this area, and everybody saw it happen, and then everybody corroborated my story. There's yeah, that dude definitely was stalling for time round game 1. I was just like, yeah, I just don't know what he was thinking.
People need to at least try to be convincing in
Yeah.
those scenarios. Everyone around you can tell when you just stalling for time. Like
I
John
was a
Long,
witness.
I'll literally just be like
Yo, come on.
around his game, and I'd be like, "Hey, that's the 5th time you've looked at that card. Are you gonna play it or not?"
It's so obvious.
Shout-outs.
When you're cards in graveyard, you're like, okay. Okay. What do you got? Monster Reborn? Just use it.
Cards
And
in
then
deck. Can you count that again?
Yeah. Let me look at my extra deck for the 5th time.
He can play Pot of Desires 2 more times and still have cards. You got me, man.
all right,
Wait.
guys.
But I
Any
gotta
fun
take out my
stories?
calculator, calculate the odds of me banishing my 3 of all of them off my double stars. No,
All right, Bryce.
my fun stories. I didn't have anything
You
as
didn't have any
as
fun.
That's
as
a
much
wrap.
as much as
Hey,
Kevin's story over here.
you won a side event, didn't
Yeah,
you?
I won a side event. That's what I was going to bring up. I won a Winamat, got some sweet wherever my bag is. It's
Sweet.
gone.
The
but-
Blue Eyes Winamat. It's
Yeah, I
the
got the
Seto
Blue
Kaiba
Eyes.
one. It's
Yeah, oh,
awesome.
yeah.
It's actually super cool looking.
The other one.
Tam, maybe we can
Yeah.
get the graphic of it on screen. Can we get some professionalism?
Well,
It's
Our
in the
editor.
tube. It's in
Huh?
the tube.
Editor?
Ask our editor to put it in notes.
If you want to see the playmat, here it is in our hands right now.
And click the link
Sweet.
in the description for the JPEG.
Yep, this is what. Oh, here it comes. Here it comes.
Whoa,
This
Kaiba's
mat
on
is
it.
sweet. This mat
That
is
is
awesome.
so
That's pretty
dope.
sick, actually.
That mat is
I
awesome.
dig that.
So I was very happy. But Bryce did it with somebody else's deck.
What? Yeah, I borrowed Marasco's deck this weekend.
Have green monsters. They're pretty good.
They're pretty good. I let them down. I misplayed a lot because they have. Well, part of the reason is I guess I forgot this part of the weekend. They're all foreign. I don't know what any of them fucking do. And the Friday night.
on Thursday before he leaves. He asked me for the deck on Thursday before
You
he
mean
left.
you don't speak like French?
Actually,
Italian?
they were
It's a
French,
mixed combo.
German, and I think just
It's
French
literally
and German.
it's a mixed bag.
It's
It was the
European
cheapest I
could get on
jambalaya.
eBay.
So yeah, I only
Cheapest
I only
thing you
speak
can get on
French,
eBay.
so I was fucked. And then Friday night, I just like start translating one, writing it down, and
You're like, wait, there's
gave
they
up.
have two
there's
fucking text boxes. Shit's ridiculous. I write one down. I was like, you know what? I'll just take the fucking game off.
That's legitimately what I did at Omaha Regional. Was just the judge gave me a game loss. I'm like, cool.
Happens.
Hopefully nobody complains about this anymore.
That's two fucking text boxes. You
And
have
I
to write
still
all
got
down. I
my
was like, this
invite.
is stupid. I don't even care anymore. And I even started playing. It was Friday night.
Saturday morning rolls around. Bryce is like, "Hey, do you have those note cards? I'm gonna start writing them out." So we start writing them out, and then our buddy from Kansas City, Kevin Ward, shows up. And I was like, "Kevin, do you have these cards for Bryce? He just needs one of each for English translations." Had them all. So we
yeah,
just
that
wrote
was-
down
that
like
was
10
good.
note cards for nothing. Like it was awesome, but
The extra deck,
almost
I still
like-
needed the extra deck in like Jackal King, which was the first one I did Friday night, so it all worked out.
it worked
yeah.
out. It was perfect.
Heck yeah.
And then my first round, some dude didn't know what any of my cards did, so I was like,
And you're like, jackpot.
I was like, oh shit, he's playing Madolce, and I was like, his cards are all foreign too. And I was like, good thing I remember 2014.
Yeah, something like that. Anyways, those are the fun personal stories from Chicago. I mean, besides having Giordano's and Portillo's, which you should anytime you go to Chicago.
Ooh, and that fucking Japanese place.
Ooh, miso, ramen miso ya.
honey? That's what
Ramen
you're
miso
gonna
ya.
say?
It was tight. Everybody agreed it was so good. Yeah.
I just thought of an idea for a Japanese strip club.
Oh,
Well,
no.
I get miso. I get miso soup because
No.
miso hungry. But I mean, besides those, I mean, I had a great weekend in Chicago. I thought it was fun, and I haven't been to like a YCS or like national level tournament in like 4 years. So it was honestly like super fun to be back in that environment of just like 2,000 sweaty nerds piled up into a convention center, all playing this dumb card game.
Having a good time.
I think
Shout out to my friends from New Jersey I met this weekend. They got paired against each other round one, and they sat next to me, and they literally rode on the plane together to get here. And I felt so bad that we started doing the mathematical odds of them getting paired up. It was so
round one.
sad. But shout out to you guys. You guys are super tight. I met a lot of people this weekend. Like I feel like everybody's like been chill outside of playing the game, and then as soon as you start a match
Super
and get
serious.
into time, people start getting
That's
banned
real.
apparently.
It's real.
Yeah,
But-
everyone starts getting a scumbag. Like check the clock. Like fuck, it was like 10 minutes.
Yeah, the first half of the round, you're like
unsportsmanlike?
big chilling.
Dude, I found out that like you need to rush to your table simply for getting the
time,
seat
yeah.
that faces the clock.
Mhm.
Like it's such an advantage, like
Ma-
knowing the time. And
It
the
takes
console.
2
Tournament
seconds
meta.
to turn your head.
Yeah,
That
and then
too,
your
but-
opponent,
Two
you're not
precious
looking at your
seconds.
opponent.
Yeah.
Humans are bad people. They
Yeah.
just
You gotta.
cheat.
You also
Yeah.
need.
He could
Just
he
cheat.
could be doing
100%.
things like
Not looking.
drawing extra cards.
You also
That's
need
weird.
the hot tech skill in Yu-Gi-Oh! Now. You got 30 seconds left. This happened to me round one. Round one, game two, I was like, all right, you got it. Scooped with like 2 minutes left. This dude's just like power shuffling. I was like, oh, you fucker. I was like, you go first.
You go.
And he's playing to go second deck. He's probably thinking I'm going to combo. I was like, fuck no, I'm not going to combo in a minute and a half.
It's impossible.
You go first,
And
dog.
he's just like looking at his hands, like, all right, come on, man. And then you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta like rush him. And then he just like T-sets passes, and I'm like,
Pendulum.
I turn around like 30 seconds, and then all my cards are foreign. And he doesn't know what any of them do. So we already got past that phase in like the first game, but still, I'm just like, I have to like do some searching, so I'm just like, fuck, slam, search card, I like pendulum summon.
5.
And I like battle phase. He's like, well, I might have a response to that. And he checks his fucking
Your
bluff.
one set card. Maybe set more cards if you
Yeah.
need to stall.
And I'm just like, I
Consuming
turn
resources.
around like 5 seconds left. I was like, battle phase. He's like, I'm fucking going with battle phase. Dude. I'm saying it. And I'm like, I'm doing it. He's like, yeah. And I was like, kill you.
And him.
Oh my goodness.
Tried so hard.
Wow. I think we all learned that like time just brings out the worst in people and also creates
I hate
the
it.
best stories.
Mhm.
But I mean, besides our personal stories, I think in a more serious note, we should move on to our next segment. So, welcome back, everybody. My name's Kevin Knowles. This is week 4, and it's YGOU University. This is our second segment. I am joined here by my beautiful co-hosts.
I'm Bryce.
I'm Jeremy.
And I'm Alex.
And again, if you do enjoy our content, please check us out at patreon.com/TCGUniversity. So one of the things we should get into, we were just talking about YCS Chicago and our personal stories of it, but let's break it down on a more serious note and a competitive note. So just talking about the tournament, what came out of it, and kind of our takeaways from what won and what got top 32.
Well, I think we can start off by talking about maybe like last week, what we thought was going to happen compared to what actually happened.
I like that. I like that a lot.
So,
I know
I think
one
a
of the
lot
main things,
go ahead.
all 4 of us, everybody on the podcast was very much in agreement that Ultrageist was I was for sure it was going to have a spot in top 32, if not multiple. And the most shocking thing is that it didn't even hit top 32.
Yeah. There's no,
There was 0, which is just crazy to me. But I think it came a lot into what everybody played in the main deck and side decks.
Yeah.
A lot of people were main decking Twin Twisters and side decking Triple Red Reboot. So, I mean, I think Ultrageist were there. I think they just got beat out in the early rounds.
Well, I think we saw that too when Altergeist won the YCS. Is people weren't siding the Twin Twisters and the reboots anymore, so they just weren't ready. For
They were
Altergeist.
disrespecting it.
Yeah, and
Oh,
now
for
that
sure.
people were definitely ready for it, there's no way that they were going to do anything.
Oh, I agree.
I wouldn't be
100%.
surprised if like Reboot is the most sided card. I feel like most people just side 3.
I feel like everybody was playing 3 in their side deck. Like the other 12 spots in your side deck were definitely like interchangeable, but like pretty much every deck profile was like, yep, 3 red reboot in the side deck. It's like, yep, that makes sense. Like you just sometimes you have to,
Those purple cards are frustrating.
you're just like, stop, nope, please do not use any more of those this turn. All right, can I kill you? Like, speaking of like cards that say you can't play or you don't get to do anything is Azathoth. I think that was a big takeaway from this tournament as well. Is saw a lot of decks just being able to do the Azathoth combo, but also doing it on their opponent's turn.
Yeah, the Azathoth combo like really divides, like it puts a line in the sand about how much you know about Yu-Gi-Oh, because
Agreed.
you can prevent Azathoth from even coming out using turn player priority in combination with like Twin Twisters, Kaijus, or Denkos.
Yeah.
Well,
Agreed.
Twin Twister you have to do it in the standby phase, but if you just play around it like that, like the people that are getting Azathoth either didn't draw the out or they didn't know how to use it.
100%
properly.
agreed. And that was a huge thing this weekend was, I mean, we can even talk about the deck that won, which was the Lunalight Danger deck. And it's just people not knowing how to play against things or just not knowing that turn player priority exists. I had that happen to me in one of my side events. Is like someone tried to do something in my main phase, and I was like, no.
It's my turn.
I was like, no. I get the first thing.
I'm the captain now.
Yeah, no. I'm tributing this rocket ride. See you later. Like now you can do your card effect. So I think that's a huge thing, especially with everybody, not everybody, but a lot of decks playing Pancratops, Dino Wrestler Pancratops, either in their side or even main decks. That's a huge card that deals with turn player priority. It's being able to blow things up.
Well, especially with the Azathoth, because you force them to either activate it early, which you'll just respond and kill the monster for the rank up magic, or you go into battle and you just run it over anyways.
Yeah. And I think we saw a lot of well, I did anyways, a lot of blind second decks this weekend. There's a lot of decks main decking evenly matched and then just like blinding second. They're like, oh, I'll go second. And then just kind of trying to play evenly matched the first turn to get you down in a lot of cards.
Or dangers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know Calvin Tahan, who got third, he was playing his ABC deck.
Yeah.
And he was blinding second. He had 3 evenly matched in his
That
main
guy's
deck
so
and was just
funny.
blinding second. He's hilarious. He's great. But I think more importantly, we saw 12 Sky Striker decks in the top 32, and I don't think any of them
Just
made it
one.
past that. I
Maybe
think
just
maybe
one
like a couple
one
of
got
them.
fourth. Yeah.
Yeah, I think a couple of them made it past there, but other than that, I mean, that was the most represented deck. Next was Thunder Dragon, like Danger variants.
Danger Dragon, yeah.
But I mean, that's a huge notification too. I think there's just so many Sky Strikers at that event, like in the actual tournament, that just a lot of them leaked into the top 32.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's a I think they're in a pretty bad spot right
Yeah,
now.
because in top 32 they have to fight against all the Thunder Dragon players like 4 rounds or 3 or 4 rounds in a row.
Yeah.
How's that good? How are you gonna win 4
Yeah.
times in a row?
Yeah, I don't know.
The
I think
grace of
Your deck's
God.
consistent.
So like there was a lot of good like rogue decks that made it in. There was one Pendulum, a Crusadia made it in. There was a Prank Kids, 2 of the Guru Controls, Trickstar, and Cyber Dragons. So this top 32 is pretty diverse, but I mean, the main takeaway from it was just there were so many danger variants. And I think we're just
The danger zone.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think we're seeing definitely that variant, like the danger engine is just becoming like the thing to play right now.
I think it's just like format defining how good they are. It's just like I think they need to do something about them eventually. But
It's just nuts.
They're like new zoo. Like you just splash them and everything.
You can they just give you free extenders if your deck can play them to some extent with like graveyard based or dark based stuff. Like you just get free stuff.
Yeah,
for
they're the
free.
best attribute in the game, which is Dark. Dark has like all of the crazy good support. That's at
Yeah.
3 right now. Like
Mhm.
Allure's at 3, Beginning of the End is at
And
3.
Resty, which lets you make Azathoth.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's just crazy right now. I mean, even we saw a lot of people playing the World Danger the World deck, and it's the
Mhm.
FTK deck where you play Arcana Force the World, and you just play 1 Arcana Force, 1 Light Barrier, and you just draw through your whole deck because you play like 23 dangers and like 13 spell cards that say draw a card.
35 cards in your deck say draw.
Yeah.
Akeem's deck
You get-
profile, he said he played a 12-card deck.
Yeah, you just play like a 12-card deck because all of your danger cards say draw a card. Then you have 3 allures that just draw 2. And then you
Upstart.
And beginning of the end.
then you got Beginning of the Ends, which just if you resolve that one, you win. And then you
Pot of
play some
Greed's not
Dark World
okay.
cards that oh no, my danger card hit my Dark World card. Oh
Draw an
no.
extra card.
So I mean, I feel like this meta is just gonna get defined by the number of danger. If you can play a danger variant, and if you're not now,
That's also why the Lunalights are really good because they're also just dark monsters.
yeah,
So they
just randomly.
they just work with all of that, and they're just like.
And I think we could talk
yeah.
about the Luna Light cards because a lot of people are going.
Why is it broken?
Yeah, why is it broken? From the deck profile that I watched, I haven't actually like read any of the cards.
You
Oops.
and everyone else in that
Yikes.
tournament.
Yeah, but I did watch the deck profile of Raphael, and they went through it pretty in depth there. And it's like one of their cards is Armageddon Knight, but it sends its cost, and that's all you care about. Then they got like some cards. This is all not once per turn either. They're all like just you can do it as many times as you want. They got like a Monster Reborn. Their spell card is a Monster Reborn.
They have a Zephyros.
Yeah, they have their own Zephyros. Like it's crazy how the engine works, and they honestly
Is
did it.
the Zephyros card once per turn or once per duel?
Nope, neither,
Neither.
I don't know.
neither.
It
It-
can't be
it would-
neither.
it
It
Then
is
you'd go
If
not
it
infinite.
vanishes
of them.
when it goes, leaves the field, but I don't
Oh,
know. If you
okay.
exceed with it, it probably goes to the grave. I'm not.
Maybe
really
there's
Well,
just
sure.
actually,
not
I
a
know
way
they
to
use like the
abuse
Tiger
it.
King stuff too, since they're all.
It was
If
just
it's not
being
once
nuts.
per
warriors
turn,
too.
then that would go infinite, which is pretty good. And
Yeah,
would
that's
be
probably.
Well, it's
a
probably
pretty
like-
reasonable strategy to use
Kinda
with
like-
light cards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, like kind of like quick.
What
fix.
have I done?
Like
But,
people have
um,
used quick fix for so long. It's kind of the same thing.
What I
think.
really respected about
Maybe.
that deck profile though is that at the beginning they were just like, "This is how you beat the deck," and then they were like, "Okay, now we'll go into the deck profile." But I think it's showing more of the strength of the Danger engine than it was Lunalights. I think Lunalights are still a really good engine. Like after that event, obviously they showcased how well they can do. But I think without the Danger cards, they're not like as successful.
Yeah. One of the cool things about the Lunalight deck is they can use like the Beast Warrior, Wing Beast like perks, like Tiger
Yeah.
King and There's
Tenkies,
like a Link
triple
2,
Tenki.
Link 2 Scrap Dragon.
Pretty good.
Yeah, that deck was really, really good. I think it was a good meta call for sure. One, nobody knows what to do against them.
Yeah.
And
Two, you use the best cards. The
they
danger
they use
cards.
danger cards, and three, they get to make Tiger King, which beats Thunder Dragon, like beats a lot of the meta decks right now too. So I think it was just a combination of everything, and the fact that Raphael is a good player as well. I mean, he's won multiple YCSs now, and he's topped a bunch of them.
with
so.
41 cards in his deck.
Yeah.
Like,
But I mean, the main takeaway from the tournament is I think the power of the danger cards, and I think we're seeing that in the marketplace as well. I mean, all the cards just skyrocketed in
up.
price,
yeah, well,
just insanely shot up in price, and now everybody's trying to play those decks.
essentially 20 out of 32 decks play three of
Nessie.
them.
most of
Three
them.
of
Yeah.
three of them.
Snick.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Snake, Nessie, Jackalope.
So I mean, marketplace wise, I think honestly we're all just ready for Mega Pack 2019 to come out and just boo, on impermanence and all these Boral Sword and all these cards that are like $100 a piece. It's game's a little rough to play right now. It's a little expensive.
The cool thing about dangers though is if you play a danger deck, you don't really need those expensive hand traps because they just
Yeah.
kind of conflict with dangers.
and it's like I'm just not gonna buy those ashes. Don't
Yeah,
care.
I'm just
So
gonna-
that could be the future counter strategy.
No
Just
hand
play
traps, just
enough
play a
resources to
dope
not need
deck.
hand traps.
You play an even better go first deck. Like Gem
What's
Knights.
sad?
Gem Knights.
What's sad is
Gem
the
Knights
Lunalight.
is the answer.
The
for
Lunalight,
everything.
Raphael playing Lunalights, he said he blind seconded every match too. So I
Mhm.
think that's another thing that we're
Everyone
learning from
blind
this tournament.
seconds, you play a real FTK.
Well, we're just seeing. I think it's the power of evenly matched. I think the trap
Well,
card evenly
well,
he
matches.
didn't play even.
No.
No,
Yeah.
but I think
But yeah.
Because you have
There's
like
a
Battle
lot of decks.
phase, just the
The
battle
control decks
phase
use
in
evenly
general.
matched.
Yeah, well, you have
Yeah.
like the consistency of the danger engine, and then just the sheer OTK power of Lunalights. So there's no reason not to go second.
Also,
Agreed.
with danger cards, when you have 6 cards in your hand, that's way better than 5. You just like miss less.
yeah,
Just mad.
Mhm.
the
you're just like-
probabilities
You're like,
of missing.
fuck, I can hit 1 and 5. You're like, 1 and 6, that'll never happen. You just kill 'em.
So to all
They're
of
dead.
our new students of the YGOU University, what you have to do is just be a god, American sniper it up, and then just hit all the danger cards,
Yu-Gi-Oh's easy. Just draw what you want.
Yeah,
or
there's-
just hit all of them. You just roll, and you're just like, boom, 5.
Yeah.
That card.
All right,
and it's
Kevin.
the danger card.
See, here's the problem: is that you are randomly very good at that. I am not. I remember we were
I'm
playing.
really good at it.
We were playing. I don't remember. I was playing against Danger. I just missed every time, and I was like, "Here, Kevin, take the dice. If you hit this, if you hit this one, like, yeah, you're just a better player than me."
I hit
He-
it.
He hit it.
So what you're saying is, if you guys were a team,
We would
you would
never
be the
lose.
best.
Oh,
I mean,
100%.
yeah,
You can
maybe.
ask Ethan. I played. He was like this locals. He was like, "Hey, let's play." He was playing the FTK version. I hit 5 out of his 6 of his dangers. It was casual. But I mean, the 6th one I missed, and then he hit a brow, and then I
Died.
lost. But don't matter. I hit 5 of them. It was dope. It was awesome.
At
but-
the YCS, like round like 3 or 4, I played against maybe 4. I played against a 60 card danger deck. He was blinding second. It was a cool deck. Yeah, props to him. But yeah, I was just sitting there missing all my die rolls, and I was at the end of the table just like sitting there rolling dice as this dude went off, and I was just like, wow, I guess I'm just not good enough in this
That's-
game to hit him. And the dude next to me just like died laughing, and I was just like,
that's one of the biggest bummers. As I had the feeling when I was facing Austin, where he's just like already got enough damage to win, and I'm just like,
He's just
rolling
styling.
dice. You're just sitting there rolling dice.
You're like,
And you're
wow,
like,
I
1,
didn't
2, 3,
think I
4,
came
5,
to
6.
Chicago
Oh,
to
look,
play
I miss
dice. This is
again.
weird.
Worst game of
Did I
craps
come to a
ever.
casino? But so I think
This is why
overall
I don't gamble.
consensus is danger cards are good right now. Altergeist got beat out by sideboard cards.
and dangers, because like a danger hand with like if you have 4
You play through
dangers and
negates
they
so
have
easily.
yeah, if they have 3 responses and you have 4 dangers, they might just get attacked by your the
Dangers.
last danger.
And I think this goes
Just
Still
I
a
think
big
this
boy.
Is, a big thing about the winner here is that you don't have to play meta to win. You can find this rogue deck that has awesome effects.
That
Throw
can use
dangers in
danger
it.
They had he only played
It was a
7
danger
danger
deck.
cards.
It's legit like old zoo. It's like, here's
No.
my
I
think it
X
was
Yeah.
like
deck.
9.
Oh, here's my one
So
copy
he
of
did,
Rat
I think he
Period.
did 3.
So-
Well,
So-
he might have just done 2 Nessie.
But
he
it was
played
a
Thunder
smaller
Dragon.
amount. But I mean, like he took a deck called Luna Lights where nobody saw it coming, and that's the way he won. Obviously, the Danger engine was there to help him get there, but the Luna Light engine there was like 20 Luna Light cards in his deck. So I'm still calling it a Luna Light deck.
I mean, yeah.
Dangers just need
But-
a little help from something else.
Yeah,
and
I think
then-
the Pure is not maybe the best, just because.
Well, yeah, they're good as like a support engine. for
Yeah,
most
they're
part,
like the
a
best
legit
support
draw,
I think
engine
they
we've
like
ever
get
had.
flattering
supported
engine.
a
Sorta,
little bit
uh,
because you're
It's
like
they're symbiote. They need something else to
Yeah.
survive.
You can't
Yeah.
make big purple Luna Light monster with just Dangers. Come
yeah,
on.
but you
Agreed.
could just be like, well, I don't want to play Luna Knights. I'm
Sky
gonna play
Striker was a
Dante,
huge
Whatever
part of
I'll
this top 32 too. We need to like
Orcus?
Sky Strikers was always going to be that way, and I was very surprised that the ban list they didn't get hit. And I think it's obvious that they're still going to do well, but just at the upper echelon, they just kind of start to fall out.
People know how to play against them.
I think
Yeah,
it's
well,
a
they've
huge
been
thing.
around for a while. I mean, I think they're balanced. I mean, okay, maybe hitting like Engage a little bit and Widow Anchor a little bit, but for the most part, I think they're a pretty balanced deck.
Oh, yeah.
It's too fair.
And just being able to
Yes.
play, like, you can see, like, Calvin Tahan got ABC to 3rd place. He just knows that deck really well. So, I mean, you can even take those rogue decks and then do well with them, in all honesty.
Also, if you
His-
summon Buster, you win the game.
yeah, his strategy is like so.
He plays the
sick.
best extra deck monster in the
because-
game.
It's true.
Yeah.
100%.
It's broken.
I mean, the Subterra deck, the Guru Control deck, I think having 2 of it in the top 32 is pretty impressive. Not a lot of people are playing it. And I think that's another deck to look out for, because if they open field spell, they pretty much just have control of the game, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, some of the
Um,
control decks, I feel like once they get like their engine rolling, like they kind of just snowball and you can't
Well,
do anything about it. I think Altergeist honestly is probably the best at snowballing, but they're also the least consistent of the control decks.
Well,
in
yeah,
my
to play
opinion.
purple cards, but I think it. I personally, I like a lot of the control decks right now because they're not just like helmet, like old True Draco. Like you just flip them or an erupt and you extend the handshake. Like these control decks, you have to actually like time your interruption correctly or resource manage.
and know the situations.
Yeah. And so being a better player with these decks is a lot more rewarding. And so I think that's why we see, like the Guru control. I mean, it's kind of new. No one knows what Subterra does. But I think a better control player like that is rewarded. And that's why we still see, there was a Sky Striker, some Guru control, some other control decks that do reward better players.
I agree, 100%. And I mean, Thunder Dragon Chaos deck got 2nd by Dennis. He was playing just Thunder Dragon Chaos deck with like
Danger.
Diabolos and Levianar. Was he playing Dangers?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, Thunder Dragons are still really good even after Brilliant Fusion got hit.
Yeah.
So, my main takeaways is just Dangers. I think they're pretty much in the hot seat now. I think they're gonna go away. So
Brilliant Fusion died for nothing.
Basically.
pretty much, yeah. Yeah, that's the saddest part.
What
But
surprised
overall,
me-
I think this tournament was awesome. I think it was a good show of the meta, and it really is kind of propelling everybody. It was going from our predictions last week to this week. It just shows like how much of a drastic change it was, and how it's going to be even into the future. So, we do want to always hear from you guys. So please leave your comments down below, smash the like button, and make sure to check us out on Patreon. Welcome back, everybody. It's Kevin Knowles. This is segment 3, week 4 of YGOU University. I am joined by my lovely co-hosts.
Bryce.
Jeremy.
And Alex.
And again, if you do enjoy our content, please check us out at patreon.com/TCG University. Now, kind of segueing from what we were talking about, like with the danger cards, I want to kind of talk about the worldwide release of Yu-Gi-Oh! And if we combined the TCG and the OCG together, if we all had one meta, kind of the impact that it would have on the game and like what everybody's thoughts are on it. Alex, let's hear from you first.
I think that if they unified it, it would be good that you could have worldwide tournaments, much like another card game, Magic the Gathering.
Oh.
Yeah, it would be great that you could have tournaments where everybody could go to and play their cards.
But we already have a worldwide tournament. It's called Worlds.
But I
which
mean like
has-
the YCSs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
I
But the
think-
problem with that is they have their own format, which is bullshit.
I think it would be healthy for the game. And just like off of what you were saying, like the tournaments, I think YCSs already get like 1,500 to 2,000 people, even more sometimes. And then if you start including these international scenes into it more, like the Japanese crowd and everything, I think we'd see easily 3,000-4,000 person tournaments. Which maybe on the organizer side, they're like, oh, maybe we don't want that. But I think if you prepare for it, I think you're ready for it. And I think that'd be awesome. I think it'd be super cool. and even like a Japanese YCS, and everybody just like flocking to Japan. I mean, I'm Japanese, so I'm pretty biased, but I would love that because it'd be a cheap, like a decently priced YCS for me, having family there. But overall, I think it would be awesome for the game, and I feel like that's a huge rift in it, is that we have two Yu-Gi-Oh communities. We don't have a singular Yu-Gi-Oh community. We have two different ones that operate on their own time and everything. And the huge thing with OCG right now is that it's just a completely different format than what we have. Like, it's completely different. Considering they're a couple sets ahead of us, they've got different OCG exclusives. We have TCG exclusives, i.e. the danger cards. And we never get those OCG exclusives usually. Like, I know in Japan they get all the TCG ones. They get them in this little special box that includes all of them if you buy it. But they release those at like a year at a time. But yeah, like I said, I think overall, like, it just helped tournaments, and it'd make Worlds a lot more interesting, because the reason I don't care about Worlds is that it's a completely different format than TCG and OCG. It's like a weird mixture format. So it really doesn't like prove anything. I think we can see that from the results that I think 0 Americans have ever won it. Like,
But there's the pros as well, like Crystal Fiber or whatever the hell they call
Needle
it.
fiber.
Crystal Needle Fiber.
Crystal Fiber. You
Needletron,
just
Crystal
combine
Fiber.
them together. We
Crystal
don't
Needle
have to
Fiber.
deal with that bullshit card
Because
because
they figured it out.
they figured it out over in Japan. They're our guinea pigs. They get to figure out what the
dehumanize
shit doesn't
people.
work, and then we get to be like sick. Now I don't have to play with that card.
Yeah, but now we have to play with danger cards.
Yeah, well,
And-
that was just our fuck up because we're just idiots. Konami TCG was just like, you know what? We're gonna print fucking 9 cards that say draw 1 card on it
And special.
and
Print 4 more.
cantrip.
And they're all dark.
I mean, at least they were just like, you know what? We fucked up. They made some sweet new TCG exclusive archetype, like, or whatever, Time Thieves
Time
or whatever.
Thieves.
They're like, we're gonna make this instead now because we can't make any more of these danger cards.
Your deck will be
We-
40 danger cards.
Yep. Or they would be like, we can just play a 60 because they all do the same thing. Wow.
I think, yeah, but overall, I mean, I'm just a huge proponent of including both communities. And I mean, talking about Magic the Gathering, like, their tournament structure right now is pretty bad. Their attendance is getting lower and lower, and I think this is the time for Yu-Gi-Oh to take it over and be like the top dog.
The worldwide. Why?
But
Why?
the problem is that, like, Magic is a worldwide community. Like, they have like pro tours in all of the different places. They have Grand Prix in European countries and Asian countries and America and then South America, and they have people flocking to them from all over. And then here it's like, oh wow, that YCS is in Australia. Maybe not. Like, it just creates a rift because it's like, it's not worth going to it. But if there's a lot of people, I mean, that comes out to prize pool too. And then they start like combining the communities and getting more support for it and better prize pools. And then, you know, more people show up and then they can start increasing the prize pool more. It's just a circle it's like a cycle that just keeps on giving.
So we
I think
kind of
it'd be
talk about the pros and cons, but like if they were to implement it, there is also some issues considering like the second place market and whatnot, the rarities of cards for like older sets and whatnot. So I think
Oh
that's a
yeah, there's huge
interesting thing.
implications on that, and that's come down to how they print cards over there and over here. And we've seen that through booster sets. I mean, I'll say it time and time again, like, the main proponents of it are like Dark Arm Dragon, Pot of Duality. I know this set, like Psychic Wielder, was a common in Japan, and it's a secret here. So we see a lot of disparaging like rarity prints, even through the booster sets, and we don't even get a unified booster set. Like, it's kind of crazy how different it is. And I think how they have to go along with it would just, I think it's nearly impossible now for them to do
To
it.
unify?
Yeah.
I think they would have to stop producing cards in the OCG and then have us catch up, and then
Or
Or
just
the OCG just dies.
that's
yeah,
not
and then
gonna
it's
happen.
just well, yeah, but then that's an interesting
Then
way to
yeah,
go about
then
it.
the TCG
'Cause
just
then-
keeps it up. They make the US show. I don't know.
I think in Japan
I
it's
don't
way
know.
too big right now. Like, if you I don't know if people
Yeah,
look
I
at like
don't
tournament attendance and everything. It's
mean,
crazy
yeah.
high there.
I feel like if
Is
they
it?
were going to unify it, the best way to do it would be like a Band-Aid. You just one motion right off, just announce it.
I
that-
think you just announce it and then release the set for America, I think you just release the set for America. You put in all the TCG exclusives. You're like, hey, buy this tin and it has all of our exclusives in it. It's $40. And then, hey, this has all the OCG exclusives in it. It's $40. And then Konami just makes a lot of money at the same time as unifying the formats. And then they just, like, unify the ban list. They're like, this is our ban list now. And then just, like, combine the two and then just kind of shuffle it together. And I think, yeah, like you said, just do a Band-Aid and just go, this is the change. It's happening. Here it is.
One motion. Right
Just
off.
boom. And I think that's how they have to do it now because the longer they wait, it's just getting more and more and more separated, which is just scary thought. Like, I just really want them to put it together. And for the pure fact that I speak Japanese and I would much prefer to use Japanese cards
'Cause they're
than I
cheap.
would any other languages.
And their names are so much better. I love the Japanese names so much better.
But I think
Oh,
the
you
magic
mean like
rule.
the little symbols that I can't
yeah,
read?
dude.
I think the main thing is in Magic, like as long as the picture box is like all of the art is the same, and that's all they care about. Like when you alter cards and everything, as long as the main picture stays unchanged, and then the name box, that's all they care about in Magic.
Yeah, well, I know, I know in Yu-Gi-Oh too. We've run into problems with like mistranslations too. Like, for example, one I know off the top of my head was what was it? Manifestation, Altergeist Manifestation.
Yeah.
That was ruled differently in the OCG than it was here because it was a weird translation. And so if we had like the worldwide releases where everyone gets the same card, hopefully with the same translation, I think that would fix that issue a little bit where we wouldn't have different rulings because in the two different. The TCG and the OCG, so we have a more consistent ruling basis as well.
That too.
There's also
I think that comes
different
down to
rulings in the American TCG versus the European TCG, which like that's not even a different. We all have the same cards.
Well,
pretty
they don't
much,
get,
and
like,
that's still
our-
an issue. So that's I
Like
don't
the
even know what they're
promo
gonna do with
stuff,
that.
but yeah,
I
they
think the
get
main
basically
issue
the same
there
stuff we
is
do.
The judging, like, there's no unified, like, rule book. Like, there's no. This is how it works. This is it. This is the interaction. Because even if you go to a big event like YCS Chicago, like you might have one judge one round and then the next judge in another round, and they both rule it differently. And it's just because there's no like real like big way of having a judging test. In Magic, becoming a judge is like an arduous long thing, but it's for that reason because they want it to be every judge knows the rules the same way, everything's ruled the same way. They know exactly how the card interactions work. This is how they all work. This is how it's going to be ruled every time. And I like that. I like having a better solidified judging staff rather than just having these people that, oh, do you want to judge this event? Cool.
we need people.
We need people to judge. And I think that comes down to compensation for
That
judging
even
too.
happened to you this weekend. They're like, Richard asked you if you
Yeah.
wanted to judge.
when I dropped out, he was like, we need judges. And I was like, dude, Richard, I was like, I've been playing for like 2 weeks. There's no way I can start judging rulings. Plus, I don't want to deal with the drama that you had to deal in my match. So, like, but I think like the judging program could use a huge boost like that too. And I think Konami just it's almost feels like they don't care to change. Like they're almost like content with how the game is, and they're just like, it's okay. Like we don't want to make it better, but we also don't want to make it worse, kind of idea.
I mean, because like both sides of the game are still in a pretty decent place, I would think. Like, there's still a pretty large player base, and it does kind of suck that there are two separate ban lists, or we see these cool videos on YouTube about this cool new card that's coming out in a showcase with an OCG deck that we're not going to get for like 2 years, which sucks.
We
But
see all these needle fiber combos, and we're just like, oh,
yeah, I know.
dang.
I'm very happy that nobody's played that card against me
Agreed.
my whole life.
But then we miss out on things like the Burning Abyss Link monster.
Yeah, but
It's a
then
fair trade.
but then,
Honestly.
well, it's like at least the OCG eventually gets the cards that we have, eventually. But we still see all the stuff like the Burning Abyss Link or all the stuff from what is it, Link Brains packs or whatever that we've gotten like almost none of, and they've been getting to play with those forever.
Yeah.
So I want the new stuff.
Yeah,
cool.
it's almost like it's almost
Poor
super jealousy,
Jeremy.
like because they get more than we do usually.
Mhm.
That's the idea.
It's bullshit. I want
There's
my
no-
cards, and I want them now.
There's no
Tell 'em this is
difference.
how it
Well, and I
starts.
think that also
I'm revolting. This is hot bullshit. I want my fucking Burning Abyss cards
now.
I want.
Well, and I think
Ah!
we also
You just
see-
want to stop FTKing people.
I know.
But I think even then, like the two ban lists take a different approach to how they ban cards. Like in OCG, Cannon Soldier's banned. Here, it's all the cards that make Cannon Soldier good are
Fucking
banned.
Maxi.
Well, and then we also see stuff like emergency bans with like Tyrant Neptune. Like we see how like the OCG breaks a card, and then before it's even like released, TCG's like, oh, by the way, yeah, I know you just pulled this cool card out of the pack, but it's already banned.
They're like, sorry.
It's lit, right?
We knew
You
that was
don't have to
bad.
That's
deal
one of
with
the
it.
pros. Yeah,
It's a
I would
pro.
put that in the pro column.
Like Gores was limited
Either
right when
way.
it came out
Yeah,
because they knew they were like, this card should never
this card's
be a
nuts.
And then they used to have it where they had just a unified ban list, and then like Tengu came out and it's legal for
They're
2
like,
years.
no.
And then they're like, we can't hit it because it's legal in the TCG. We got the OCG list. They don't have this card, so you're stuck with it. And you
Mhm.
just everyone
I feel
plays.
like that might be what
changes.
dangers are going to be for a while.
No, that's why we got this separate list. That way they'll just ban Nessie.
Yeah, so so
That's a
if
poll.
we ban Nessie and then OCG finally gets it, it's a separate list. They can play 3 Nessie if they want to.
I think that's the problem with what they did with the danger cards is like there's so many of them that you'd have to like
Hit
I
all
feel like they
of
would
them.
hit
them.
all of them.
I feel like they would hit them in like a hierarchical order. So like Jackalope and Nessie go to 1, and then
Snake.
Like a
Snake and the
Necroz, like
next
how they
ones
did
go
to
to 2.
Necroz,
Yeah,
where they
yeah,
put some of them
all
at
the
1.
garbage ones.
some of
stay
them
at
at
3,
2, they
and you're
banned
just
one
like,
of 'em.
well,
Like
you
the
can play a danger
consistency
deck if you
ones.
want.
Nope. I think they just have to. They just have to change the rules again. They're too broken.
We already need.
Like,
we,
I thought-
That's Rule 5
You need
already.
purple
I thought
monsters.
pendulum monsters are too good. I was like, how do they fix it? I'm like looking at my Metalfoe deck. I'm like, what do? Put all these normal monsters to 1? I was like, what the fuck? It's just too good. And then they're like, well, we're just gonna change the rules. I was like, oh, that fixes it.
That makes sense.
And then
We're gonna
you're
make
like,
Link-
wait a minute.
We're gonna make
They
extra
made-
monster zones.
Yeah, they just changed the rules. So now,
Well, yeah, theoretically, it was going to slow down the game, and just kidding, it didn't. Not even a little.
That's just because some of the
Nah.
cards are just kind of BS.
They
I
didn't
feel
make
like
the
if
Link
we
slow down
didn't
the
have the
game.
extra monster zone, it'd be a little bit too much
I
right
think-
now.
Agreed.
100%.
I think they've
It'd be
made it
crazy.
to balance out decks that are like
pendulums.
all extra deck versus like a Trickstar deck would not be able to work or function at all in old Yu-Gi-Oh, because an old Yu-Gi-Oh you'd just be like, it's Diffusion Norden, bring out this thing, Diamond Dire Wolfie thing before I even normal summon, and then like I don't know,
You're
you
just
can
like,
still
huh.
do that, I guess. That'll play it. It works in Master Rule 4.
Yeah, but I think it makes it
about
more. It makes it more fragile. You have to devote more resources to it. But
Yeah, so like a deck like Trickstars where they're like, wait a minute, I just don't have to use
Actually,
my extra deck. This
Trickstar is a
fine."
link deck.
Yeah, they link sometimes.
It's an extra link
Only
deck.
when
I've
necessary.
seen it on the dueling.
Overall, let's
dueling
go back
book.
to the worldwide release because I think we're diverging a little bit too much. But
Just fucking do it, Konami. Like, please.
I think
One
that's
motion.
overall consensus is just please do it. Like we're tired of being the stepchild of this relationship right now.
I think it's fine.
I'm
I
gonna
think we're
move
just
out, Mom.
I think we're just a nice second born, and like they figured out all their problems on the first kid,
and they got it right this time.
We got the shit stick. We're the middle child.
Oh
We're the
no,
fucking
no one loves
Europe.
us.
Europe is the youngest. We're the middle child.
I think they, but they get shafted
They do.
a little bit,
No, they don't get Summon Sork in their format.
and they're having way more
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
I guess you're
Yeah.
right.
We're the middle child. We're just getting fucked over here. They got the West and they got the East, and we're like the Midwest of
But
the world.
European YCSs have like the sweet
End of America.
coverage
We're the
and
double
like
Midwest.
all the cool stuff. They get the ordeal of the traveler mats.
well, that's because they only get one event a year, and
What
we're
do you
like,
mean they had like 5 last year?
Yeah, the ordeal of the travelers that you traveled to a lot of
Oh,
events.
I thought that was the
that-
Australian.
No,
I
no,
thought
no,
that was
no.
the Australian
Oh,
one.
The ordeal of the
Never
travelers.
mind.
Hey, you got to go to all 6 of our European YCSs.
And then
They're
you
just
get
like
this mat.
they're all 2 hours away from me, so thumbs up from me. It's like
Yeah, for us, it's like, well, I
The
got to travel
first
10
mat-
hours and then
hours.
14
The
hours.
first
and
mat for that was the Dante mat, and he's a traveler of the burning abyss.
That's how. That,
Pog.
oh, I get it.
Konami's actually a master of puns.
I think honestly, worldwide release would
Totally
change a lot.
It's
awesome.
not funny. It's
including
not a
the
pun.
fact, including the fact that OCG gets to use English cards.
Fuck them.
Yeah, but not vice versa.
They're allowed there. What? Like nani? That's crazy.
Can I get a translation on that?
And then what? And then there,
I actually never knew that.
I don't read scribbles.
there they actually get to like double and triple and quad sleeve their deck as well. Like while we just get to deal with our like single.
yeah,
sleeve
they don't
deck.
let me fucking stack here. It's bullshit.
Well, the point of triple sleeving is like Honestly, they like it because like your cards become like
Safer.
extreme plastic, and they make this like crazy snapping sound when you shuffle your
Oh
hand.
my god, that's terrible.
That's how it was explained to me by one of the guys that went to Worlds, like a Japanese player. And then another reason is that they like to use their cool sleeves that you get, like your national sleeves, and they like to use them, but they're garbage quality. So I'm gonna put these sweet, superior quality sleeves over them,
I gotta protect my sleeves.
so then I can protect those sleeves because the Nat sleeves are garbage. And I think I like that idea. Like, or Konami just makes better
There's
sleeves.
nothing like no
but-
sleeve in your deck. Like,
It's
it
true.
It brings you back to when you first started playing. You open your deck, you're like,
You get that sweet smell.
oh yeah.
I just
oh yeah.
I like double sleeving my deck. I like it because in Magic I used to double sleeve my deck because it just helped with the quality of it. But overall, Konami, please give us the OC. Combine everything. Give us it.
Give me a
We want everything. Give me needle fiber. It's fine. I'll deal with it. Japan can
Give
have
us
dangers,
almost
and they can
everything.
feel the
Fine.
power of rolling dice against your opponent. Just give us it
No,
all.
it's you make your opponent roll the dice.
Yeah, but
It's
more
demoralizing.
More importantly, I just
I'm
want
enabling
Worlds
my
to
own
mean
deck.
something. I want the World Championship to mean something. Where you're the world champ, like you conquered the format, rather than being like, yeah, the list was closer to my format
Well,
this
yeah.
year, so we won.
Yeah, they
If, like, if
conquered
we-
that format.
If we go to Worlds, like, yay, we conquered Japan.
yeah, it's just like
Which
dang.
is
Habit.
world.
historically impossible. Like just in talking only about Yu-Gi-Oh. It's impossible.
So I think overall we have a consensus. We want to hear from you guys, so please let us know in the comment section if you want a worldwide release of Yu-Gi-Oh! And then actually how you guys would go about it as well. I'm very curious. Smash the like button, and please check us out on Patreon. Welcome back, everybody. It's Kevin Knowles. This is the final segment for Week 4 of Yu-Gi-Oh! University. I am joined by my lovely co-hosts.
Alex.
Jeremy.
And Bryce.
Now, our final segment for this week is actually going to be our favorite bad cards. So our personal favorite bad cards. So if you could have 1 billion copies of this card because you're collecting it, that's the card you want, and it has to be terrible.
Oh, I wouldn't collect it.
Oh. Well, for me, I'll start because I'm super excited about this topic, and I have such a backstory to my card. It's Giant Soldier of Stone. That is my favorite card of all time. It's a 1200, 2000, 3-star rock earth monster.
What's
Vanilla.
What's the vanilla text if it's your
I-
favorite card?
I don't know. the
Oh
exact
shit!
What a
flavor text
sham.
of the card,
What a sham.
which is super, super sad. But I do have like a Portuguese copy of it. I have an
So you
English
really
copy
don't
of
know
it.
the
Unlike
flavor
Bryce,
text.
I believe you that it's your favorite bad card.
Oh, it's my favorite
I
bad card.
believe you.
And the reason behind it is that when I first started playing Yu-Gi-Oh, like the very first time I walked into Coliseum Gaming, the only time I had ever
We went to the judges. We got the card text.
Oh, we have the flavor text.
We got the
Just
flavor
turn
text.
your computer around like a teleprompter.
Judges, it's a giant warrior made of stone. Wow.
A giant warrior made of stone.
A punch from this creature has earth-shaking results.
A punch from this creature has earth-shaking results. That's hype. I've
Dope.
never known that, and I'm even more in love with
Say
this
it
card.
again.
So it's one.
Got
A
it
giant
memorized.
soldier
Got
made of stone. Its punch has earthly consequences. I don't know. I completely forgot already. I don't care.
I mean,
the fact of the
that's
matter is this is an
awesome.
Earth Monster, and I used to play it back when Coliseum Gaming was our local store that doesn't even exist anymore. The building it's in doesn't even exist anymore. And the only time I've ever like had competitive Yu-Gi-Oh was I watched like YouTube videos and everything like that. So I walk into Coliseum Gaming. I'm like 11 or 12 years
Fucking
old.
scrub.
I'm like scrub, biggest scrub in the world. I've got Japanese cards in my deck. They're banned and Japanese. So like Kevin Kim was like, "Sit down. I need to help you out."
We're
And I was
both
just like-
Kevin's. We
I was like,
gotta
I don't
look out
know.
for each other.
And so I buy a pack of white sleeves because that's what everybody on YouTube was
PC
using.
white.
And I was just like, "Oh, I like white. That's pretty cool. Nice. Those are the sleeves I've always used ever since." And like my deck was like 3 giant rat, 3 giant soldier of stone, some cheap monarchs that Kevin Kim gave me, which made me fall in love with monarchs, and then just like a hodgepodge of like garbage spell cards and trap cards. And I just lost every week. and it was awesome. And like honestly, I have such good memories of those times that like Giant Soldier of Stone just brings up like sentimental memories for me. It's not the fact that like it was a good card or I had like great memories of playing it, but it's just like it's the card that got me started into the game, and I had 3 of it. And
He was your rock.
yeah, seriously. And like my play was always just like they kill my giant rat, I'd bring out my Giant Soldier of Stone.
What now, nerd?
It's got 2,000 defense. I was just like, what's good? It's 2K D. It's got a 2K butt. And I'll
Level
just tribute
3.
that off for like my Grand Mark because I couldn't afford Rises at the time, and that's what Kevin Kim gave me. So I just like, boom, blow up your set card, kabam, and then lose the game. So it was great times. It was so fantastic. What's that card?
Dude, doesn't
What?
matter. In the show,
It's Giant Soldiers.
That's how he beats-
support.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's when,
Oh, I had
it's
no
when
idea.
a rock changes its battle position, you can blow up a spell trap.
And
That's
there's an
awesome.
Xyz.
But I mean, honestly, if you guys think about it now, I was playing Gem Knights with Block Dragon in it. I think I just like rock type monsters. Like I
Throw
have
it
no
in
idea.
there.
Oh, I played Gigantus in that deck too because when you blew up my Giant Soldier of Stone, I was just like, "What's good? 1900 special it."
Now we're on the offense.
Just like
with
terrible,
Gigantus.
yeah, just terrible commons that I could afford from the Coliseum Gaming like commons box, dude.
Hell
That
yeah.
this Giant Soldier of Stone. That is my favorite card. And honestly, I wish I could have one, like I wish I could collect it again. Like I want one of each. Like I want it in each language. Like please just make an ultimate rare of it in like an OTS pack. Like please, I'll get them all. Like I just love that card, and it's for sentimental value, purely.
Bryce,
How about you guys?
What's your favorite bad card?
My favorite bad card is Black Garden.
No,
nice.
there's some good memories of that card.
I
Oh my
fucking love
god.
that card. I just like you play it on the field.
For,
Maybe
for
they don't know what
the,
it does.
For our new students,
Mm-hmm.
tell us about Black Garden.
All right, so Black Garden's effect is when either player normal or special summons, not flips, a monster, their opponent.
Important.
Very important.
Very important.
It's a
actually.
field card.
Halves the monster's attack, and then their opponent summons a level 2 800 attack token in attack position to their side of the field. So when I summon a monster, it gets halved, and my opponent gets a token. Or
In the
if
same
they
bag.
in the same back, if they summon a monster, it gets halved, and I get a token. So
There's
when-
another effect of it as well.
there's another effect, which is you send it to the graveyard and destroy all plant monsters on the field, even your opponent's monsters, and then you summon a monster from your graveyard with attack equal to the attack of the plant monster sent. So if you don't play any other plants in your deck, you can summon monsters from your grave with multiples of 800 attack from your graveyard. So you can build your deck around that.
Big
Are there
deal.
any decks you've built around that?
My favorite one that I built was Inzektor Black Garden because you get the Centipede 1600. You get
Dragonfly is 800, isn't it?
no, he's 1,000.
Oh.
But you said it, and then nothing in the game can
Yep.
attack over it.
You get Gigamantis. He's 24. That's not that big of a deal. You get the free tokens to pop, which isn't that big of a deal either. But you get to summon your dudes, and then you play Black Garden, and then they can't deal with your shit. You can set monsters to play around the Black Garden pretty well. I feel like there was something else. I
Because
missed.
like
You did
Inzectors
really
at the
well
time
with
would
that deck.
play Messenger of Peace, and like Black Garden fills that same kind of role where your guys aren't losing these fights.
Yeah.
that they
Oh,
easily
that's
would.
what it is. You put the Gigamantis back on your Inzectors, and then it just forgets that it's halved, and they just go to 24. So they would have to summon a monster that has over 4,800 attack to kill it. So
I actually did have a deck that was kind of like that with Black Garden. It was when Boojins were like new, and I actually took it to like a regional when I lived in
Bouge and
Nashville.
Black Garden.
Yeah. So you play the Black Garden, and you summon 2 dudes just so they give them 2 tokens, and you make the Susano. And then you have 2 Crane in hand,
Oh,
which makes it
fuck.
become double the original attack. And if you attack, and Susano can attack all monsters your opponent controls. So you do exactly 8,000 damage over 2 tokens.
That's dope.
It was nutty. It was so good.
That's dope. What the fuck?
Black Garden's pretty terrible right now, I'd say.
Yeah, you just give your opponent tokens for free. They're
You just
like,
give your opponent free link monsters. They're just like, sweet, all right,
Yeah,
cool.
they just
Nightmare
make Phoenix.
you?
Yeah. It's a bummer.
but
Yeah,
wait,
happens.
when they Phoenix you, you get a token.
Or they're just like Decode Talker or, any Link monster at all.
There's like one Crusadia list I've seen that runs it was kind of cool because Crusadia just gets big off of dudes, so you just give them an itty bitty token and then go up to your Ecomax with like 2 massive dudes under it, and then Maximus double the damage, and then you just kill them in one shot. That's kind of cool.
There's also like the new FTKs you can do it with like Gem Knights or with Cyber Sign even probably the.
The Blaze Phoenix
here
or
we
whatever?
go again.
You can play
I know,
Gem Knights. I'm not gonna.
I'm
play
just
it,
kidding.
but-
I'm just kidding.
It's like one of the
Just put a quarter in
applications.
me, kind of thing.
Wait,
so he's talking
You don't
about
even have to
FTKs again.
you don't have to play Unicorn then
Blaze
because they're all
Phoenix.
special
It's
summon
okay, it's okay.
monsters.
Yeah.
You don't care about the attack.
Yeah.
So like you could just like one Lapis Lazuli kill them
Yeah, it's nuts.
because they got like 5 tokens and you're just like, all right, well I got like 6 monsters. You got
What
5
were
tokens.
even
Yeah, it's like
thinking
11
summoning
dudes.
all those
Yeah, so
tokens?
it's like 5,500. Cool. Make Master Diamond 5,500. Nice game. Nice game.
Yeah, they're dead.
That's Pog.
That's pretty good.
Anyways, but you
Yeah.
did really well with the Inzektor Black Garden deck.
Mhm.
Like you did like really well. Like you were like winning regionals and shit. Like that was crazy.
I don't know if I ever won a regional with it, but
I know
yeah.
you got second at 2 prize card tournaments here.
Yeah.
No. Bryce,
I think
just
you lost,
to win the
you
last
lost to Ryan
one.
both times, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got all the way
That's a
there.
bummer. Shout outs to Ryan.
Uh,
I know you're not watching, but you're in
He's
Iceland.
busy walking all over.
Across the world.
No, he's in Iceland. He's a glacier tour guide now, but shout outs to Ryan.
Neat.
Beating Bryce's Inzektor Black Garden deck every time.
Even on the trains in Europe, I still couldn't beat him.
All right. Next bad card. I want to hear it. Who's going?
I guess I'll go. My favorite bad card. There was an old deck a while ago, a few years ago, that was built around. It was Gishki Zealgeigus. And I
Okay,
thought
what's that card do?
Okay, so it's like a 10-star ritual monster that says you can pay. It's big too. He's 3,200 something. He's huge, and so you pay 1,000 life points and draw a card. And if
Sounds
it's a Gishki monster, you just spin a card back from your opponent's board. It doesn't target, and it's on resolution. So it's like pay 1,000 cost. Response, you draw a card. All right, that's gone. Get out. And so I played a deck on it online that legitimately just turboed out Zealgeigus as much as possible, and it was nuts when they released Gustav Max. He's level 10, and so it's not a hard once per turn. So you like Zealgeigus, pay 1,000, spin a card, and then you use that Zealgeigus to make another Zealgeigus, spin a card, and you spin their whole board back, hit him for 64, and then Gustav Max and give him the handshake.
Yeah.
It's pretty great. I love it. I love it so much. It was so dumb. I would go against whatever was the meta at the time. That's like I shouldn't be winning.
And they'd be pissed.
Yeah, they'd be so mad because they'll set up some board. I don't even remember when this was.
FTK'd.
No, I'm not gonna hand loop you.
take
Nope.
A bunch of damage.
Field
I'm just
loop
gonna
you.
give you the big guy over and over and over. It's so good.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the ritual spell for that deck is broken.
I know. Because you
Mhm.
just put him back. And you're like,
Mhm.
oh, well, I attributed one off. Well, now he's back. So now I
Mhm.
attribute fighter again over and over and over. I think I've done it 4 or 5 times in one turn. Pay 5K, draw 5 cards, win the game.
I built a sweet Gishki deck when the Incantations came out because the only ones that were out was the 6
Yeah.
and the 4. So you always have level 10.
Had 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just make his board because that card's broken. And you're playing a water ritual deck because you're playing Gishkis, and they have the effect monsters. You ditch them, so you just always add
Yeah.
those back. It's
It's
nuts.
so good.
Megazaborgs and Toad.
Mm-hmm.
Arc.
And
Add
just
6 cards.
refill and go again.
Dope.
Yep.
So good.
Yeah, they
I
die.
like this.
But you play all these other cards in your deck, so your Zealgeigus always misses.
All the
it
time.
Never hits.
You got to play good stuff like salvage and surface and stuff. You're like, I drew another ritual spell. Oh, okay.
I mean, it's pay 1,000 draw a card, but you're not doing anything.
No.
It
It,
was feel bad.
When it went off, it went off. But you dead draw that Zealgeigus draw, and you're just like, well, game 2. All right, cool.
All right, Alex, how about you? What is your favorite bad
My
card?
favorite bad
Top
card
it off for us.
is Yajiro Invader, and it's a monster you have to summon to the middle zone of the field. Even just how you summon it is so specific. Then if your opponent plays sets or summons a card, it scoots over to the column towards that card. And then it destroys everything in the column. And it's just like,
It's so
What
silly.
set is it from?
I don't know. 2 or 3 sets ago.
Is
No,
it
even more.
recent?
Saiho, I think?
It came out in the very first Link set.
Okay. I was gonna say this sounds like a Cyberdark Impact card. So
No, it's
Oh yeah.
It's the new Cyberdark Impact card.
The way-
it's
and
like
the
Circuit
way-
Break or something. I think I don't remember.
The way you can utilize it.
Here we go.
In an Abyss Actor combo deck. Abyss Actors, spells and traps get payoffs when they're destroyed by your opponent's card effect. So get this. You summon Yajiro Invader to your side, and then you give it to your opponent somehow. There's Creature Swap, there's Shien Spy. You just give it to them in their middle zone, because if you play the card, you pick what zone it goes to. And then you just start setting the massive payoff Abyss Actor cards in the spot, and he just scoots over and blows them up for you.
he's like, thanks,
Uh,
man.
Yeah, Elijah showed me
I
the
heard
deck,
you
and
like
I was
cool
This
dudes.
is awesome.
I heard you like cool dudes. So here's a cool monster.
It's the most flavor.
I
I
like
wish
it.
it was viable. I wish you could just, I wish you could just call them people out.
It's a mean pipe dream.
Yeah, what if
Well, you could get a lot of people with rulings because you're just like, whoa, 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 sir. I play this card. You gotta. Nope. Our columns matter, buddy.
yeah,
So
too late, you put it down. Your hand came off.
you put it in the middle.
Yajiro's scooting over.
Boom. See you later.
I drew a sweet diagram that shows how to do it.
Oh hell yeah. Oh hell
You
yeah.
Thank you, Bryce. I
swap the
appreciate this.
card,
And then profit.
and then it blows up, and you get the profit. Show it to the fam.
I like
You phase
That-
one. Show him phase
Yeah,
one.
step 1, scoot card. Step 2, blow up card. Step 3, profit.
good job, Bryce. Thank
Hell
you.
yeah.
Thank you so much.
Hell yeah.
I think that's similar to like
so good.
I think that's
You also
similar-
saw my sweet waterfall picture and my notes about Black Garden and my matchups. If you want to scroll back, but yeah, my sweet
My
waterfall.
Alex,
Sweet
your
rock.
card reminds me of the trap card from Cyberdark Impact. That's why I said it. But the
blow
blasting,
up the line.
Yeah.
The
blasting the
blasting
fuse,
All
where
those
it's like
cards are
it
so
blows
cool.
up the cards in the column. And like this is when like people would just like sporadically play their cards.
And
So
move
I was
'em all
always just like
around.
man, I just want to make deck
No.
one of this card and then just be like, as soon as they like start sporadically moving them around, just be like, judge. Like I need them to be very specific with their
I
columns.
play Alien Invader, and I'm trying to get in there.
Yeah. I play blasting the fuse, and I don't want to tell my opponent I have it, but it definitely matters where they're putting their cards, and they've been shifting around. Game loss. Like, just get them. Not even with the card, but just the ruling that you have the card in your deck. But I think it's always cool. That's why I like link summoning, though, is because it matters where you put cards. And I think that's always so cool. So I think that's all of our bad cards, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody knows their
Yeah.
bad card. I think mine's the worst though, because it's vanilla.
I believe you.
Yeah, but you have flavor text. That's pretty cool.
It does have sweet flavor text.
And what was that flavor text again?
I
Kevin?
like this.
To all of our
telephone
fans,
game.
if you have a Giant Soldier of Stone, please mail it to us.
email.
Email.
Please
email me
email
your giant
Please
soldier
email
stone.
me your Giant Soldier of Stones.
I also accept
Just kidding.
facts.
Please mail me them. I want them all.
Kevin, I do want to hear
His
your,
address
Your
is
like it's like a telephone where it's like each time it gets more different. I want to know the flavor text. you
Recite
think
it
is
right
again.
now.
Oh, Giant Soldier of
Recite
Stone.
the
Yeah.
flavor text.
It's a soldier made out of this soldier is made out of stone. Its pack punches like an earthly. It's like deadly earthly punch.
earth-shaking
I don't
consequences.
know.
Earth say yeah.
Okay, I don't have time to remember
Earth-shaking.
flavor
I know,
text.
If it's your
know.
favorite card, you gotta
I
memorize
didn't mean
it.
this
Tell
to make
me.
fun of you. I just thought it would. I just thought it would be funny.
It
Tell
is
me.
because I have no idea.
This
anymore.
big rocky dude punch
I
thing.
completely
go boom.
forgot in the segment of this. Who cares? It's 1200. It was never attacking. He's always defending.
But he hits the moon. He attacks the moon.
Whoa, 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 whoa! He might attack.
1300.
31 minutes.
He's
Fuck.
1300.
No, he's 12.
You,
Oh
pretty much a teleprompter.
Judge?
Is it 1,300?
It's 1,300.
Oh
No,
dang!
That
The
card's
way-
even
Tam, the
better.
The
It's
way you
way
held your
better.
hands was 31.
He'd be Beaver Soldier.
Earth shaking results. Thank you.
He would have
Second
like
time he said
he'd have, like,
consequences.
pebble shape- earthly consequences.
I don't know. He's just a dude. He always defended. But please let us know in the YouTube comments what your favorite bad card is. We want to hear. I love hearing about bad cards, and it better be Giant Soldier of Stone. Remember to smash the like button, and please check us out on Patreon.
Bye.
See ya.